Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Sorry about that. I don't know why the thing didn't want to work properly, so gotta make sure the capture card was working. Now it's working. It's fine. It's back to normal. All right. Playing NieR Replicant. Hi, hello there. Or well, don't be too sad, my friend. All right, and let's play this.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway...
All right, let's see. Chinese dream. Discrimination. The sound of rains filled the village. Steep cliffs that surround the area magnified the sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. No problem. Thin wisps of smoke came from the huts as the village huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly towards the wooden, hawk-shaped weather vane that had set her down. The wanderer reached the vein, which had existed for as long as she could remember, or anyone could remember. They showing were stimulously delicate and fierce like a teacup that has survived. A child's face was stimulously delicate and fierce like a teacup that survived a bad shipwreck. Those traits combined with the pale white skin to give her face an almost sexless quality. We want to go to a coffee place. Yeah, good. If it breaks, if the beak turns east, I go home. If it's west, then I. The child blinked. The rain slowly dripped. The rain slowly dripped down the young one's shoulder and began to long descent to the ground. Come on, come on. The child felt a slight breeze and watched the vein slowly creak to life. Spinning this way and that at that moment it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly towards the east. East? Really? But the vein could move again and a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall from around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face. Stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder, or a voice rang out. Yo ho, Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo, first of all the bullies in the Ari. Kaine struggled to stand. A final stone came skittering across the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from the cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shape of Daimyo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed to have taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. "What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or do you finally decide to run away from home?" Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could move more than a few steps, the other children scrambled and surrounded her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not only the eyes of hers. The tormentors. Parents watched from the safety of their home, be attuned to the sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. Some village suddenly turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. When society ruled by suspicion and fear, Kaine was something to be hated and if possibly destroyed. "And you say you could leave, freak." Daimyo's words chewed on her like a worm through an apple. "You couldn't hurt her," she lied to herself. "Be strong, be brave. You can't hurt me, you can't hurt me, you can't hurt." Oh look, the freak's gonna cry. "What's wrong? Oh, you said that everyone hates you and wants you dead?" I prayed for the rain, blood down, carry her away from the world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore, and demons crept in closer. The cloud began to thin, and the rain flowed. "Even the weather hates me. I'm useless. I'm a failure." I wish Diamond's hawk had taken my head off. I couldn't meet Demo's living gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away, to smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with stick fingers and yanked it upwards. He tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed a thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. "Show me." "No." "Did you just say no?" said evilly. "You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. I ain't taking attention. I ain't taking attention. I'm taking his attention away from my called to his chorus. "Come on, guys, let's give this freak what she deserves." As soon as Diamond finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Diamond paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. "I don't get it, you freak. What? You're acting like a girl, huh? Everyone knows what you really are." I ain't going to question. June said to stare the weather rain and continued to point east, as supremely confident about you two. "It has chosen for go home?" "Yeah, that funny joke for someone with dead parents and nowhere to go to." Freak, invented children. Freak, freak, freak. Annie closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. And as the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. It was only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she open a single bloody eye. Kaine was shocked to see Diamond sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. You could see bleed welling from the nose between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leaves, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves as if wanting someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began uneasily shuffle away from Kaine, but the young girl was at least the concern. Instead, their attention was on this wrap of an ancient woman standing in front of a few feet away from her. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke, her voice thick with rage. "Hurts like a bitch, don't it? I suggest you scatter before I throw another one." Huh? Yeah. There you go. "Hurts like a bitch, don't it? I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it." The old woman crouches down and gently touches the hand Dino was covering the wound. Before you could think to protest, she grounded her palm in the wound and twisted back and forth. Ouch, 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 ouch. He screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining. Then you're gonna die from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. That thing could have killed me. The old woman shrugged. That's the best cure for stupid. His face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backwards and spat on the ground. Get out. Leave the village. No one wants you here. Either of you. Then the old woman grabbed another stone. Diamond and his companions turned tail and ran. Anastasia fled. The old woman grabbed his side and barked out a single laugh. Ha! Look at that fat boy go. Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulder and produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting the blood from her forehead. Oh, Kaine, why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot. The words of her grandma stung Kaine. She turned away. Don't be nice to me, she said. I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore. Her tears held in check for so long finally began to fall on the bloody ground below. Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I am a freak. I wish I was dead. And his tears turned to sobs as she felt her grandmother's hand on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminished size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep and that flows between the realms of this world and the next. It grants no mercy to any of that attempt at crossing. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand? The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know that because you survived it. As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love. And the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know her grandmother, but when her parents died, this woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and just the first few years together they had not been easy. But each year passed, Kaine and her grandma had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood taking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depth of her affection. Great. This Jan doesn't want to go away. Maybe this energy from Dubby can help me out. Only now, sitting in the mud with her tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of affection. However, Hero was the one who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who has fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. Do I make you sick, Grandma? Of course not. Don't be an ass. Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. But my body is not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't. Hush. You have to go. I will not hear another word or just nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you. And folks that have a problem with that, they can just go to hell. With that, the old woman reached out and placed a feathered wreath of. Oh, God. Dang it, man. It be yawns. I don't want to go away. Always come at the worst time. Okay. Oh, man. These yawns are terrible. And with that, the old one reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend flowers breaking the stem while losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. Oh my gosh. These are Luna tears. Grandma, you made this for me? Luna tears while legendary flower. Most people could live their entire lives without even seeing one, and yet her grandma somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these? Just stumbled upon while I was out doing some shopping. The old woman turned away as she abruptly and Kaine suspected that search has been difficult. That's been more difficult than she's been letting on. Pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's head hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. It didn't quite turn out right, she said. As her grandma squinting at it, his old hands have totally delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty little girl like you. Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Of course you are. What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled. You're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. As long as we got each other, we'll be fine. Kaine took her grandma's hand, and two of them began to struggle to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped hand with all her might as he was trying to stop the smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin lazy circles, no longer caring what direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Kaine loves me, and that's enough. Even it's us against the world. Kaine let her grays drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hint of a rainbow was slowly fading. She turned and headed home. Light scattered into a million particles and vanished, suddenly taken away on the breeze. Kaine's dreams, daily life. It isn't Kaine could hear a steady sound of an axe splitting wood. This noise had a purposeful quality to it, as she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being reduced, however, was far from a work, and it could be pieces of every shape and size being flung around the barren yard with wild and abandoned. And when trying to stack such wood, Bobby died. Frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe. Kaine's grandma flailed away the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. Grandma, called Kaine. That's you, Kaine, yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. Don't get too close, or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake. She put the axe down on a piece of wood, sending the chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaine close enough for her to hear the whistles, at which point she decided to step back. Once she scuttled to a safe distance, she clapped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma, do you need help? I can get you water or lunch, or the axe or something." The axe poised back another wobbly blow. While midair, the old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment and then smiled. Tell you what, since I'm doing a piss poor job of tripping, why don't you come here and take her so I can get the water? Okay, I've been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards. Relinquishing the axe, her grandma picked up a long pole with a wooden bucket on either end. Gathering water was far more difficult of the two jobs, but Connie knew better than complained. Once grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Connie did her best, helped with chores, but grandma took every task required travel to the village. Oh, she had long list of plausible excuses. Connie knew she didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Connie moved in, grandma decided to take up a residence the distance from the area. Out of sight, out of mind seemed the best policy when it comes to the village and her granddaughter. Rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on this rocky acre of land they called home. Connie enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandma was forced to spend her golden years. Hello? Hold up. Oh, hey guys, sorry about that. Just checking up on something to make sure everything's alright, everything's good. After watching her grandmother leave, Connie turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. The swing after swing of the axe produced only tiny chunks of wood, and which she finally managed to connect with a solid strike. The tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Connie swung the axe around her head and threw it, the log and all, across the yard. Damn it, crap. So this is the joy of her grandma. Felt a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe and forced it from the wood and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with the blade, but the task was challenging. Blisters soon began to form on her small, pink hands. This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes. Sitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Connie redoubled her efforts. As she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh and took one look at the logs and coughed it, wheezing. Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you. Grandma suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble furiously. Eyes widened, but Connie dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. Grandmother. Golan shook her head and pointed firmly cigarette finger at the bucket. Get the bucket. Can't let it spill. Connie studied the buckets with her foot and knelt by her grandmother. Another bit of water sloshed out the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Connie didn't notice. Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Connie away. Stop that, just stop, she cried, breathing heavily. I ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all. Connie desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than she ever could words could ever do. Grandma had lived a long hard life, and it seemed the bill would finally coming. The bill and fuck lived a long life, and it seemed like the bill has finally come due. Time with the grandma watched her kind was ending, and then either of them had feared, and the positions would be reversed. All right, I guess. Let's see. The next morning, Connie came to the side of her grandmother. Dad took Grandma's brother in her wrinkled hand. Grandma, you're sick. You need medicine. I'm going to the village. Owen shook her head and tried to rise, but Connie gently pushed her down. It's all right. Said, I'll be fine. Her grandma fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After that, it seemed returning. She finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Well, I don't like it. God damn it. I should be quitting so stubborn and let you grow up. Owen watched Connie strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, an unseen sun his way across the dark rainy sky. She was still watching. I moved a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandma gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, make sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. She encountered neither tormentors nor shades. I finally found herself at the entrance of the village. A few of those who could glance sideways at her and then muttered to each other and raised hands before sinking away into the shadows. Her heart was racing. Connie took a serious rapid shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I had to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself over and over, slowly made her way. Finally, I haven't gotten anything. I have to be strong. She chanted these words to herself over and over again and slowly made her way, finding her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who's angrily waving her arms in the air and telling everyone listen with Connie's presence. Hey, lady, Connie said. Bravado, she didn't feel. Where's the apothecary? The woman's flabby cheeks shook and bewildered. How dare this thing speak to me? He seemed to say, but Connie saw her eyes and held a different emotion. Fear. Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me. This one. Which way? Connie repeated. One pointed to a small building on her right before hitching up her dress and sewing off in another direction. Connie cringed, expecting stone to fly. I'm flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was full of strange senses of pride as she made her way to the apothecary, but the The emotion had little time to take root. As soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He clearly sent here from some kind of family errand because this gang of followers were nowhere to be found. Oh my good. But I mean, what are you doing here, freak? And so it was slowly about force and kind of happily ignored it. Stretching on tippy toes to see over the counter, and she asked Shakira for medication. Ah, like the old bitch fine keel over? Go to hell, Demo. Boy's eye grew wide, so seemed to fall. The boy's eyes grew wide. They seemed to fall out of his head before he could let fly. And then come back or worse, a punch. The apothecary told him to knock out for, kicked him out of the store. Demo slunk out the shop and cursing kindly under her breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while Yona prepared the medication. Countless tiny little bottles filled with cramped stones, each with a label written in some indescribable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic, but although not unpleasant. Seeing a variety of supplies gave kind of sense of peace. Surely in a world so vast, there would be a place where you could call home. On the far wall behind the counter was a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time has worked its cruel magic. They began to fade. The beauty of work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? I turned to the apothecary, whose small vial of medicine in his hand. The eyes were gentle but sad. They seemed to care into nothing as she spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. She's been dead for a long time now. I didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued to Shapiro. Let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly and then looked down at Kindly and smiled, handling the medicine. He reached into the sizable green apron and produced a handful of wax crayons. Yeah, you should have these. There's no one left I wish to draw. Kindly took and stepped back, causing the Shapiro's face to darken. Yeah, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. It's a small village and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which one to believe, but I just don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Kyle, and I think that when she was driven out of the town was deplorable. Grandmother's name is Kyle? I thought Connie thought something. She was still mulling that the new fact over in her head, and she reached out and gently took the crown from the apothecary's hand. Your mother's an old friend of mine, she said. He said, "Scoot away, I owe her much." Oh, where does she like if you drew a picture of her? Yes, I think she will like that very much. Diane murmured in quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never had a villager treat her with anything but complete contempt. It was tiny, almost acceptable step, but it was a step nonetheless. With enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Connie returned home, she found Grandma asleep in her bed. Her feet were still blackened and raw, even bleeding places, leading Connie to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally crept up on her. Placed the medicine by Grandma's pillow and turned to leave, she found a old woman's hand clasped around her arm. "Back already, are you?" asked Grandma with a yawn. "Come here, let me look at you." Grandma sat and examined Connie's from head to toe, finally satisfied with nothing terrible was following her grandchild. She looked back and then asked herself, "How was it? Did those bastards give you any trouble?" "It was kind of fun," Connie said with a small smile. No, seriously, it was fun, eh? Asked her grandma, the voice that implied she believed anything but. So anytime you need to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Connie removed the crayons from her pockets. With a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandma that she was going to sketch her portrait. Portrait of me ridiculous, no one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. "But grandma, it'll make you live forever." "Poor shit," said grandma, throwing it back. "Living forever would piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help me with dinner." Kanye would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house as posing for a master artist. Kanye took the crayons and eyed her subject carefully and set to work. Just as the Grandma was about to nod off, Kanye finished the picture. After staring at it for a bit, she realized she released it from a grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easier or something. Old woman's eyes narrowed at Grandma and said, "Let me be the judge of that." Ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sheet could have been a person's face, or it could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredible mistaken loaf of bread, all rendered by a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time and slowly wheezed at her laugh. "Oh, Kaine," she said between laughs, "you truly are my blood. You're clumsy as me, and I love it. But, hush, won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it anyways." True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face. In action, she interpreted a small, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine stand in the morning and asked for Grandma to take down the artwork. "Posh," said the old woman. "I'll take it down when they roll me in my shroud." She pondered this for a bit and turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. "Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before, and it makes me want to go on. That someday you can feel the same happiness." It was that moment she burned herself inside Kaine's memory. A perfect blend of pride, love, and joy that came together a lifetime of resemblance. She swore she'd never forget this moment. Never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on, people's memories move in and out of life like ghosts passing through the hall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. Separation. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and saw a black object at her plate. She'd been pushing around with a wooden disc. Good 10 minutes of going to bemused stare at her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage to give the object a brief smell. Sniff. Dark bitter scent filled her nostril and made it its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. "Grandma, I can look at you, maybe want to eat a bug." Woman threw some more wood on the chopping part and snorted, "It's not a bug, you fool, it's a berry." "What the hell you mean? Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs?" "Yeah, it sure looks like a bug. It's burned I think it's burnt or something. It smells terrible." With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing on little as possible. "Yeah, that's terrible, alright. Why, you little brat," she laughed at the old one. Look at all that sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact. 5 years have passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As often the way to choose stubborn people, the relation had grown into fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be a somber affair are now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaine could not remember a time when could have been much happier. As years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. As her grandma's legs grew weaker day by day, she could no longer do many chores she used to take for granted. And this morning, Kaine lacing up her work boots with breakfast of burned berries rolling in her belly. Where are you going today?" asked Grandma. Kaine looked up surprised. The old one rarely asked specifics anymore. "Well, I gotta check out the Kelma trees, see if they were ripe. I thought they would make some jam or something, and I'm going to pick up those blackstones so I need to take the wheelbarrow." "Blackstones? Hell, what in hell for?" Kaine stared at Grandma and held out an arm and swept around their home. Construction melted cloth and rope, rubble. The whole place began soggy like a boxer in the final round. You know what a boxer is? "Grandma, a dying cat can chew through this house. I'm gonna build a stone wall so we can have some protection." Owen laughed, exposing a toothless grin to the world. "Goddamn girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this whole place, let them come. We ain't got nothing worth stealing anyways. I'm not worried about thieves. I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday." Owen tilted her head and stared at her grandmother. "Oh shoot, I don't know why you have to do it today. You worry about it another Grandmother, no. If I don't go on the Kelma tree, go and eat tonight, you know that. The confused expression passed across the old one's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost in a carnival. Yeah, said after it. Yeah, of course you're right. I'm sorry, Kaine. It seems my mind is. Didn't finish your thought though. Instead of walking over to her nice and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears for Hell had aged as brilliant whiteness and Kaine's thought that the way more beautiful than today she received it. Gonna be a true woman soon, Kaine. Place the flowers in the girl's hair. Let me look less chat about shades and building defensive walls. I'm talking more about how beautiful you become. I know Kaine reached up and moved the garland, but the look on her grandma's face stopped her hand. You're a beautiful thing, she said. Ain't there ain't any other like that in the world. I'm proud of you. Okay, grandmother. Take care of the goddamn compliments for one day. Such a mouth on you. Where did that come from? Gee, I wonder. I teach you to sass me, girl. And she looked forward and grabbed Kaine's buddy, who was pulling her around the room. Grady's grin on her face. Grandma yelled, Kaine. Grandma, stop it. What the hell? Owen stared at her and blinked. The slowly held her wrinkled hand out as she was the first time she had done them. Oh, I don't know what happened to me. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just. I thought the look on Grandma's face was more heartbreaking. This heartbreaking thing she had seen. Listen, she began. Maybe I should stay home after all. No, I want to have you stay to keep an eye on an old codger like me. Gotta get your fruit and your wall and whatnot. I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you. Annie rolled her eyes and kissed her grandma on the forehead, made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore what was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Annie could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself. But in the end, temptation was too great. But on her heels, one final look, saw a small bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut, with a sad expression on her face. God. Looks so old now, it's like the wind could reach down and carry her away. Tiny worried about her grandmother all day, causing her to work to several little fruit she looked like was tossed carelessly into a wheelbarrow, and only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, dusk approached, and she decided to call it a day. Trusting herself for the lack of focus, Connie pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. And she crested the final hill and froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers, flapped to the side, and sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling down the hill. Her gray sense fixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just above, placing its path with a finger. Connie suddenly felt her stomach knot on itself. Oh. No, oh God, no. Her grandma's house was ablaze, flames looking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma? Grandma? Kaine ran there faster than she ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went spiraling into the rocky ground, she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark. No, just fire. Not just fire. Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She busted in the front yard and came to a sudden halt. Oh, worst suspicion confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of enormous shade. As a creature, bore itself with 3 twisted feet and achieved bounds through the means of a large, armored tail, scales, horns, claws sprouting from its body in random, chaotic patterns, giving an appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine let out a roar and flicked its tail, then a small whirlwind spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into shimmering inky black as if her mind was unable to comprehend such a thing was actually exists, but then the smell hit her. Blend of rotten meat and excrement. The horror became real once more. Creature bellowed again. Creature bellowed again. This time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. All right, you bastard. Thought her scream echoed off high cliffs around them. It's you or me. Let's go. Shade-eyed Kaine with amused interest. Then began looking from her and the house and back in, urging her to look at destruction they so gleefully wrought. Want to see this, alright? Okay, sure. Go ahead. With dreading in her hand, Kaine glanced towards the house. Through the smoke and flames, she spied a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. Grandmother! The sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. She's alive, though. Thought Granny, alive. Kaine's legs sprang to life. She raced across the yard towards the flaming wreckage of a house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. She saw his dance in her eyes and she tried to remember how her legs worked. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up now. Kaine struggled to her feet and Shade stomped towards the house and pinned her grandmother in the ground with a tip of a claw. The old one struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might as well have been pushing him out and coughed briefly, sending a spray of blood into the air and collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet and fell back with grasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both were surely broken. Ignoring the pain and she screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. Grandma, hold on, just a little bit longer. Grandma's face turned blue, her eyes rolling back until the whites were exposed. Kaine pushed herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second she passed. Shade glanced between the two women and flicked his tongue, his giant mouth turning up the corner, short, painting breaths belched somewhere deep inside its core. Bastard laughing at us. He has no idea how the mindless Peter could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt the Shade was taking joy in their suffering. I see your plan. Shade moved his claw slightly, allowing Grandmother to breathe again. It was quite like keeping her alive, only to snuff out life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. I'm gonna kill that bastard. Slipping all her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap in her right ankle as the foot twisted backwards. She was forced to, from her mind, began hobbling towards the monster. Pulling a small knife from her pouch at her waist, she leapt underfoot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. Give her back, she screamed. Give her back to me. It was like stabbing a rock. With a few swipes, the knife broke into health with a dull snap. The Shade panted laughter again. It raised its tail, sending it rushing through the air towards the young girl, and it lasted at its foot. Kaine edged. Kaine, no stood a chance. Tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. She lay there on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds and a small, weak voice spoke up. Kaine. Kaine's visions blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough to see, make out her grandma's hands reaching out through the smoke. Grandma, Kaine, you gotta run. You can't best this one. Kaine grabbed her hand and held with all strength. Grabbed her hands and held on with all strength. Grandma, come on, we got to go. Blowing coughing, one of her hands slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and slid to the ground below. Grandma. No! I said, run, Grandma. You have to live. You have to get through. And so it was not finished before she could say another word. The Shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of an old woman. Blood oozed from the gaps of the creature's toes, and as the table of putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that it was the scene could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted her, its appendage, all that remained underneath was twisted, unrecognizable mess of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers a moment ago. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warm embrace. They were trembling in her fingers, but then the sensation drifted away, and the breeze was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after another, faster and faster, until they became meaningless jumble of noise. Kaine screamed, and thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs seemed to only roll away forever. The Shade eased forward, black, thick horror pouring from its mouth. dissolving in smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept towards its prey. And the body slowly raised as controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. All her head lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring to say, her eyes began to glow with deep red fire. The creature so confident just a moment ago took a slow, hesitant step backwards. I discerned as if the broken human could possibly pose a threat. I seized the moat, laughing like a mad woman, leapt into the air, plunging the shattered hilt of the knife deep into the leg of the shade. Shade shook kindly off like a fly, sending her crashing to earth once again. Her chest rose and fell as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed throughout her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. No, I can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep in Kanye's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the small smoke and flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incarnation repeated over and over again. Kill it. 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 Kill it, 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 kill it now. And the spark that was Kanye slowly began to flicker and die. Felt her desire to kill and her desire to live bend into one. The disappearing heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer.
The beast approaches.
The beast.
I know. What anger this creature must have. How did it even survive these past 5 years?
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today. My sword feels lighter.
It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
Oh shit. There you go. Kane's dream encounter. Gently, weakly, softly, Shade, sure the tormentor was dead, turned, stomped off towards the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow out one final roar. I couldn't kill it. Shamed by beyond imagining, Kane tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeding coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see. It was only a moment of fierce concentration. She realized that her left eye was gone. Laughing at herself, she turned her remaining eye to the remains of her home and lost the ragged stump of an arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine. Thought the mad giggle. It's gonna make clapping a real bitch. Ah, cried some voice in the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are you? Well, you have coming. Go to hell, Demo, she thought. Unseen assailant. The unseen assailants. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to the dog. Voice of the shadow tormented evaporated smoke. Only placed by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary. Materializing from the ruins like a ghost, I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. I don't want to live forever. I want to die right now. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out business for a moment and produced a paper sketch quickly. After a few seconds, it turned the page. It was kind and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. The picture of Grandma, real as life, kindly opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-limbed insects began swarming across the images, tearing it with sharpened pincers. Stop. No, don't hurt that picture. Kindly reached with her remaining arm and waved furiously at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture and to the ground below, where it vanished a tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Connie turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. Sketch showed her Grandma. It surely was a smashed, unrecognized lump of nothing. Apothecary smiled and broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced his jig. It's perfect now. It looks just like you. Ha 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 ha. I look like that? Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair. Connie laid her head back in the mud and smoke and ruined hound. Laid her head back in the mud and smoke of a ruined house. Not home, but house. And waited for the end to come. But just before she let go, and a familiar voice began whispering in her ear. Like, and you got a wish, sunshine? Voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if Danny had somehow found a way to take form. Kinda wanted to scream at the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish, like a prayer or something? Why don't you go on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me, save me. Bonnie resorted in shouting the voice within her mind. I don't make wishes, they never come true. For me. I'm a curse, a freak. Could have been left to die. The other voice boomed in her ear. Wahaha, oh god, you are the best. Tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would not respond. She glanced down and saw a shadowy blacky something in her leg. Something slowly crept around her feet and then began moving up towards the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or was my mind losing itself? You could feel the slime oozing upwards and feel the hot, stirring pain left in its wake. Whatever else is happening, she could still be alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice, let it go. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, and why not let me have it? Have what? Your body. Come on, give it to me, give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. Voice paused as licking its lips. When it resumed, it filled with mad, unbaited by joy. I want to take your hands and use them. I'll be able to chop the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in blood just like before. In response, Tiny shifted her head toward her. And wept. It crept down her front and mingled with the pain, echoing the clutching black ooze. Are you a shade? Haha, yeah, maybe. What of it? Slime reached her face and crept up her nose and slowly oozed in the sockets of a missing eye. The moment it touched the brain, Kanye was struck by a most powerful sensation she ever felt in her eye. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight. All she could manage was a small whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Voice. What can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now give me the body. Come on, give me the body, and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. Black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side as she watched and grew larger and thicker and eventually taking the form of a missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be going back too. Line reached up, enveloped the rest of her face, and she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she could regain her voice. Stop. Black Ooze hesitated, only considering this request, and quickly swimming down her body was disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Ah, what the hell, Sunshine? She screamed in a voice. Yeah, ideal. I thought you wanted to die. Grandma said, can't die yet. Brief image of Grandma, bloody, broken, flashed her eyes. She saw the shade that killed her and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. She opened her eyes again, burned bright red. It didn't took my grandma. I had to kill her before I die. Let's see. Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern of the shades. It burned itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned. The voice. Look at this, Sunshine. I think you and I are more new friends now. Kaine stared at her arm and more emotional. She felt more letters. She seemed ready to puncture her skin and began infecting the rest of her body. Hey, what? Hey, Marvel plays with a raid. Hello there. And thank you for the raid, and thank you for being here for Nikolai and Bard. May they rest forever inside of our hearts. My name is InugamiTheHound. I'm a variety streamer. I stream among many different games, and I even do reactions to furry content as well. I'm a furry PNG tuber. I'm a cute little deer, cute little femboy deer. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Please, do not be please come out and show your love and support. You can check me out here and all of my other social medias. Here's the cat gamer. Hey, Angel. Warbird Actual is now following me. Thank you for following me, and thank you for being my friend. Yeah, woo, got some more Naruto. Thank you, man. So happy to see people again. Alright, emotionally supernatural. Right now I'm playing NieR Replicant. If you guys haven't had a chance, please follow me if you can. Stop. Gotta stop. Holding your left arm with her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it. Please, the voice. Here's my favorite dish, and now I'm hungry. Let go. Feel the anger, burn the fire of revenge, thirst for blood, then go out and shove, and get the hell out of my body. Go bite. Oh, that's rich, Sunshine, real rich. Look, why don't you just go up and die so I can have a body all at once? All body to myself. What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you die. I grabbed a nearby shard glass and tried to saw off the shade infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left hand grabbed her right wrist and crushed it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard, and sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. Hey, thank you. Thank you for the pants. Yeah, I don't know why all this pops up except for the actual clip. That's the only thing I haven't been able to fix. Is the clips. They're supposed to play clips, but like the thing I used to use is not working anymore. It's been busted for a while. It's been busted for this past couple of months. I was able to reset all my widgets, so that's one good thing. Stupid girl, you're not possessed, Sunshine. You ain't going no back. Voice laughed again, laughed long, and seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kaine. Yeah, possessed. You and me, we might call it a time-share agreement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait until they get a load of you now. I looked up in tears, the eye sky filled. The sky seemed smaller, darker. Is it because of the shade? Is that how they see the world? So listen up, buttered voice. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all that bad. It's playing in for you too. I'm a powerful creature, sunshine, and now the power belongs to you. You got enemies? People you want to kill? I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you, that big old shade that squashed your granny, we'll wrap them up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, sunshine, no more pain. Wait, kind of said you're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What, you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a good goddamn who, you murder honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. Good luck. Thank you so much. What were you playing? Marbles. Super Mario Land. Super Mario Land. They kind of considered she struggled to her feet. A power of shade pushed through her. Smoke from her house was drifting away from the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me could get some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole. I'll handle the killing. Ha ha ha. I'll go handle it. Look at you. Look at you go, oh sunshine. We're gonna have so much fun. Listen, my name's Tyran, and if you ever need me, I'll be hanging out in these pieces of meat you call hearts. Now, you get it? The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour. And I like rotten and sour. I find myself nodding the voice. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade. I'm gonna strangle him with his own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyran. Count on it. Ha ha ha! Tyran laughed. I'm shit bigger than you. Good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are strangers by, but if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, sunshine, and watch your back. The face grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kaine. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone when she waved a new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, though it feels like mine. That's what she began poking around, finding her new limbs, determined to find something wrong with them. She didn't want to feel normal. She didn't want to feel normal. The creature inside her had won. I'm not a shade, I'm Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she only began dragging through the rubble of a house, or carefully ignoring the certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was a wreath of lunar tears. Thought it was... Though it had been through hell and back, the garland petals were bright as ever. Kaine started to place it on her head, slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. At the time, I don't think there's any time going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. The night gradually lightened to dawn, and people in the area arose to their lives, who remained in that position as if tears would somehow wash away the horrors and not affect her world.
Alive. Stay alive.
Hopefully everyone here is having a good time, an amazing time. Whether it be marbles or
Kaine, you gotta live.
Warbird.
You gotta come back to us.
Please enjoy yourselves and please be part of the community.
Oh, hey.
I added this here.
Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You still recognize me?
Yeah.
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow, you grew up. So,
Yeah, in the original
How long
game,
has it been?
5
that
years.
Papa Media looked like shit. In 5 years.
Shit. That's a long time.
Yeah, it's been.
Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Kaine waking from her long petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all. Are you kidding me? You can't be serious!
Please try to understand. People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it!
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
Yeah, man, it's messed up.
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But
We'll see you later.
Sorry about this.
A bunch of fucking assholes. Fucking assholes! Huh. First.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now.
Yep.
Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
We should turn in.
I didn't get much sleep that night. For the first time in my life, I hated Devila. For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end.
I think in the original game, you also talk about how you wanted to kill, like,
They
strangled,
did what they
strangled,
did for
you
the
know,
sake of
Devila
the
and
village.
Popola.
To protect it from the horror of the Shades.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I call bullshit on
Really,
that.
how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself.
Well, Emil just recently turned into a skeleton boy, and Kaine's been like that the entire time since you rescued her from the Ari.
I should apologize to Kaine and Emil, but what good would that even do?
I got a fire going, Kaine.
Wait, is that?
Campfires are weird.
Oh yeah, I mean, I mentioned
I'm
campfires.
so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
This is all new.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
Yeah, a little skeleton boy freak.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Look how dummy thick her goddamn thighs are, and her ass.
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid, before the whole shade possession thing. My body is different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak. But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay, can we just forget I told you about that?
Sleep well?
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale.
Oh no, not red eyes.
Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well.
900 gold.
What might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
I have not heard you speak much about your mother.
She got the Black Scrawl and died when I was little.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
In what way?
Well, here. Take a look.
Saving. Maybe it's saved.
Say there.
Stay there.
Can you not hear me?
What? I look different.
Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite the talent indeed.
What the hell?
Come now. There's the door.
Right. Let's go.
I'll probably come back to this then. I'm looking like Papa here instead. The young boy.
My word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.
Interesting. Let's see which ones I got. Aimless Blade, Lily's Sword, Andrea, Moonhide, Earth, Blade Factory, Paint. And I had the Phoenix Dagger, Labyrinth Whisper, I have that one. Don't have the Iron Pipe and Ancient Overlord. Got that one. Let's see. Planet Source, Kusanagi. Don't have the axe to beheader. Things of the twins I do have. Ah, damn it! Maybe I should write this down. Don't know what happened to that journal of mine. I had a journal. Alright, I'm gonna write this down real quickly. Let's see. Let's see. Just had to write all this down. Make sure I get it all right. Hopefully everyone's alright. I have a little break. Gotta make sure it's correct. How's everyone doing this week? Is everyone having a good time? Is anybody having like anything personal troubles or anything like that? Please let me know. So I can help you guys out. Maybe this could be a safe place for many of you. right now. I like my job, but unfortunately not a whole lot of hours because the company's really cutting stuff down. Even though we're doing really good, when we are selling our clothes, we're a retail company still. Do miss the good paycheck I was getting. I got some DLC weapons now. So on one hand weapons, I'm missing Beastbane, Phoenix Dagger, and Iron Pipe. Beastbane and Phoenix Dagger I can purchase, but it costs me quite a bit of money. So, the next two-handed swords, I made two-handed swords, and then there's two spears. Kusanagi. Actually beheading. How many axes you got? This. And like. I just got the spears to do. Good. Let's see, Spirit Usurper. Alright. Wrote them all down. Sorry about that. Sorry for the break. Alright. And which ones do I have on the two-handed swords? Are you sure? Rings of the twin, yo. Real sure. And Beast Lord. And as for the spears, I got Glands, Essence, Spirit Usurper, Double Queen, Do Not Have Surprise, Beast Curse, Captain's Holy Spear, Dragoon, Pink Spear, and Canada. Which one of these can I buy? And the iron pipe, fine. And sword. Bye. Alright, fine.
Welcome.
Let's see, I can buy these. Let's see, if I buy Beast Bane, that's one sword. Better Axe of Beheading is one two-handed sword. And Sunrise is one spear. And all left is buying one more item here, then one more item there, and buy another item. Yeah. And the last couple items I just have to somehow find on the way. Like Labyrinth Song and Labyrinth Shout. I did save it, so let me see if I have enough money to buy it. Those ones, I have like 60K right now. Alright, so I do have enough to buy each one.
Blacksmiths always do well in
I suppose there are graver concerns these days than the health of one. An elderly woman.
Yeah, I believe. Okay. Let's see. Road edit. Melee. Weapons. Oh. Let's see, it's only been an hour 40. I'm at least get this to the 2-hour mark.
Oh, man. What's the problem?
Well, I was distracted while I was cooking and sort of can't make the repairs without a bunch.
Yeah, that's...
You sure? Did I-
See any other quests? Because I don't want to do that guy's quest. I hate that quest.
Everyone seems to be suffering.
Alright. See if there's any. Alright, shades. This way. That's how you get rid of the big guys easily. You spear them, and then you just impale them. What Kanye's doing? He's knocking that thing around. Can't carry anymore. I have a limit. Have some silver here. I remember those guys used to be so hard. But once you have Dark Execution, it makes them laughable easy. Full on medical herb. I think this takes me to the seafront.
That husband and wife sure do enjoy their marital.
Still talking about them. Which one? Oh yeah, the fishing minigame. Here. I don't even know if they're still there or not, the boat guy, or is he dead? 47% of the words collected now. Stupid asshole. Oh. Just like that. How annoying. Come on. Stop knocking around. There you go, got another one. Good. Alright, let's hurry this up. Can't waste too much time on these guys. The last one's all expensive. They're like all 30K at least.
Hey.
At least two of them.
I kind of thought you'd never talk to us again.
Yeah.
I understand you're doing this for the village, and that you don't have a choice.
Pretty much, yeah. But look, why don't you go talk to Popola? I think she wanted to discuss the Shadow Lord with you.
I'm headed there next.
Alright.
Oh, and Devila?
Yeah?
Sorry about yesterday. I shouldn't have lost my temper like that.
Look at a few
You don't
doggies.
need to apologize. Anyone would be upset when their friends are hurting. Let Emil and Kaine know that we're sorry, alright?
Alright.
Well, I'm gonna cut this one off a little short just because I'm not. I don't know, my stomach's feeling a little off. So you know, trying to force myself. You know, just take care of myself instead. Let's see, who do I want to raid? Who will be worthy of such a raid? Hmm. Well, let's see, who do I want to raid? Alright, we'll be raiding, let's see, Sin Epidicious, playing, Rain World. Looks like a 2D, adventure game. See you later, guys. Have a fun time. Enjoy yourselves, and please, if you haven't had a chance to follow me, please do so. If you haven't had a chance to follow me on social media, please do so. If you want to follow me, support me, donate to me, subscribe to me, those amazing things will be awesome and great. Hopefully, I can finally grow and become a proper streamer here in 2025. Thank you guys so much, and goodbye.
Time is they can just
Mhm,
not
mhm,
want to
mhm,
spawn.
mhm.